Hi friends, this story is about Hudson Taylor and it's called Could Somebody Pass the Salt? Hudson Taylor lived in a little English village with his father, his mother and his two sisters. They lived in a time when you travelled by coach and horse to get to places, and it took you ever so long to get anywhere. One day something that should have happened quickly took a very long time. Everyone was having their lunch. Hudson was very hungry, but he hadn't been given any soup. His mother had forgotten him. Hudson's tummy rumbled, but nobody noticed. He sighed, just a little one, but nobody heard. What would Hudson do? He was not allowed to speak at the dinner table. He had to be quiet. He was not allowed to raise his hand at the dinner table. Hudson had to sit still. He was not allowed to whistle or wiggle or do anything but eat. And Hudson couldn't eat as he hadn't been given any soup. So Hudson just sat and listened. His father was talking about China. In the country there was big rivers, high mountains, wonderful people who, with long flowing cloaks and jet black hair. Even men wear their hair in plaits, his father exclaimed, and the women have very tiny feet. Hudson's father told them about how the Chinese were very clever and had made wonderful inventions. You see amazing animals there, breathtaking scenes, and wonderful, beautiful plants. But they don't have Bibles. Hudson's father sighed. Who is going to tell the Chinese people about God? He asked. Hudson didn't know the answer to that question, and besides, he was still waiting for soup. Just then, he had an idea. I'm allowed to ask for salt, Hudson remembered. When he asked for it, his mother looked at his empty plate and gasped. Quickly, she ran into the kitchen to fetch some soup. Just as he finished his soup, he remembered something. Hudson remembered that the Chinese people didn't have Bibles. How will they find out about God? If they don't have Bibles, Hudson wondered. Someone will have to bring Bibles to them, he decided. Many years later, Hudson was walking down a busy Chinese street. His short blonde hair was now long and black. His smart English suit had been replaced by a beautiful Chinese robe. It was market day, and the town was very busy. There were lots of people and lots of animals, and Hudson had a job to do. He bowed politely to an old man on the corner of the street and sat down to speak to him about Jesus. The old man's eyes shone and smiled when he heard that God loved him. Before he left, Hudson handed some paper with beautiful Chinese writing on it. The man could now read about Jesus for himself. Other people did hear about Jesus, lots of them. Hudson Taylor worked hard for many years. Lots of Chinese people know and love Jesus now, but there are still many people who haven't heard about him.